To AI Demo Day. I am your host, Amy Keenan, founder of the ISV Society. Excited that you're here today joining us for my first time ever in the eLearners platform. So give us a little bit of grace today as we navigate the platform and helping you see these amazing solutions and how they incorporate AI into them and making things much easier for you. So I just want to say we are recording this, obviously, and we'll be sending out an email with the recording. So don't worry about it if you have to jump off or want to share with your team or just want to come back to it, whatever it may be. Don't worry, we'll get that to you. This is our lineup for today. We have Conversight, Yooz, and then Solver, each doing a quick 15-minute demo for you to kind of get a sneak peek of AI and their solution and how it's incorporated. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A or the chat, and our presenters will answer them after they are done presenting. And we will leave a few minutes afterwards as well if you do have any questions that you would like answered. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing and hand the reins over to Ganesh at Conversight.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen okay?
Yes.
Good, thank you. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ganesh Gandhishwaran, and one of the co-founder and CEO of Conversight. Conversight is an agentic AI platform for supply chain. So we connect data from ERP, CRMs, and multiple different systems, convert that to insights into autonomous action. So we are here to bring the AI to bridge your data, analytics, and planning and optimization. And in a nutshell, what Conversight is providing is an employee. We named our employee Athena. So our customers are hiring Athena, the AI agent. So Athena has 3 different roles can play today. Role 1, Athena can be your decision intelligence analyst. Means Athena can connect to the data, curate, integrate the data, generate a lot of insights, create a report on the fly and stories, answer your questions on what's happening about your stock and demand and supply, all that. So I'm going to show a demo on each one. So that is role number 1. Second, Athena can graduate and become a demand and supply planner. Athena can do demand forecasting, simulation, recommend what you need to buy or transfer orders. So that is the second role Athena can play. In these 2 roles, Athena is playing as an assistant to a business leader, a planner. But in the third role, Athena can become an employee. Like obviously we are working with the suppliers and buyer organization, purchasing team, that the purchasing teams are spending a lot of time in, calling the suppliers, making sure they got the purchase order, and they need to, speed up some delivery and get, delay some delivery, get the speed up on getting a, update on the, tracking numbers, lot of discussions between the buyer and supplier. Can we have an agent to do that? So here I'm going to show you an example of how Athena can monitor the short-term visibility and send triggers to the supplier and identify some parts with potential stock out risk and call and negotiate the supplier. So within that 15 minutes, I'll try to quickly cover these use cases, and obviously I'm going to leave my contacts here, and we can always have a detailed demo for you. Okay, let's go with decision intelligence and how Athena can give you all the insights. So step 1, right? So what Athena here, it's a platform, it's a cloud-based platform. We got all the data is integrated. First step, Athena will analyze the demand, supply, inventory, all the data, and put together a news feed, your own supply chain news feed, curated. So analyzing the inventory data, understanding the slow moving, non-moving inventory across all these different segments, and then detailing it out, what's happening within motor segment, what's happening within pump segment, and within that, what each of these planners may need to do now to reorder So these are proactively created insights, right? So Athena can create more stories and all that. So step one is automated insights. Second one, now when you are analyzing these, and okay, you have $49 million slow moving, non moving inventory, what's happening? I want to ask a question. So that is where you come to Athena, like just ask a question, right? So there are multiple questions you can ask. Let me ask few questions here, right? So since I was working on the excess inventory, right? Let's get an item level excess inventory cost report, right? So it's going and understanding the date, question, but finding the right data, all that, little bit more detail on that. It's just going to get all that details. That okay, so I want, that's too much data, right? 4,000 plus records, and get me the same by segment. So behind the scene, it's analyzing a lot of data and creating some query or technical thing, and it's getting all the different data. So you can look at that. I have a lot of different details for pump, motor, all that. Right. Now let me ask another question. Let me excess inventory cost for pump and segment by item also, right? Let's complicate a little bit more. Okay, so it's just for pump and filter category. I can explore and get a little bit more details on that for each category. And can you add any open PO quantity for this item? Like so many times when we see, we have excess inventory, but there is also open purchase order because there's safety stock and other calculations, the system, MRP system adding it. So that basically shows that, okay, there are few items where I have an excess inventory, and on top of it, I have some purchase order quantity, right? I can now start acting on what I should do, right? So a lot of further questions you can ask. All these are you're like onboarding Athena as your decision intelligence assistant. You just come and ask questions. So step one is Athena giving you all the details. Step two, you are coming and asking questions. All your questions are right here, and the moment you see it, you want to look at what's happening, and you want to send this to someone within the team and take some action, or create this as a report to a storyboard, so that you don't need to come and ask these 5 questions again and again. You can just pin this, create this as a storyboard, so that you have that going forward. This is step one, that how Athena can generate insights, reports, create storyboard, answer your questions. This is one avatar of Athena. Let's go to the second, demand planning, supply planning related. So within our platform, you'll see that Launchpad, that's a demand forecast, supply planning. Obviously, running that entire planning, supply planning is going to take little time. So I have already ran a supply planning application here, analyzed some 10,000 plus items across 400 plus suppliers, a lot of data, average lead time, all that. It's getting the data. Now I want probably ask one question. Get me the recommended say purchase plan for one of the supplier, right? So let's say Polar Beverages. There are multiple suppliers here. I'm just going to take one. It's going to take little because the supply planner role is not easy. It's a lot of algorithms it need to run. So when you saw the first one, it like fraction of seconds, it can pull the data, but now it's doing a little bit complex job, right? So it's identified the Polar Beverages supplier ID, 61 items looks like. There is no recommendation found, so it's probably going to run the plan. Yeah, so the plan is coming here. Let's wait for it. So now it's analyzing some of those KPIs. Yeah, it's identified some stock out risk. Right, so a lot of details here, as you could see. So now I have entire data. Obviously, as a supply planner, I need to understand what's happening on all the different items, my lead time, my current inventory, what's happening, and the demand for each of these items, all that. And one item at a time, I can just look at each of these items, what's happening, what will be my projected inventory on these items, and what is the recommended PO quantity, and as well as if there's a stock out, it's going to show you for another item, right? So by item, I can analyze. So one item or one particular supplier or one particular DC warehouse, I can analyze a lot of that stuff. Here, Athena is acting like an assistant and bringing lot of data together. So this is a quick preview on what Athena can do on demand forecasting, simulation, and supply forecast, all that. Now let's take, okay, that those two are assistant and it's helping the existing people, but what if Athena can be my workforce for a supply assurance, right? So let's take that also very quickly. So I have loaded the supply assurance command center. So that is again part of the launchpad, what we have. So within that, it is showing I have 10 purchase order. Out of that, 4 purchase orders are delayed, and those purchase orders are here, right? And then when you see this, that's a purchase order that is delayed by almost 6-7 days now. And what items I have, all that. The Athena already made few calls on that before, so you can review it. Now what you can do is, depends on where the supplier is. The supplier may be in US or Brazil or China. So you can choose the location and what particular voice you want to have, right? So it's like it can generate a different voice, different. So like that, you can configure it one time, and then based on that, Athena will make a phone call. So if I say negotiate, I'm just going to, instead of supplier's phone, I will put my phone. So in this case, Athena needs to negotiate. So so I'm getting a call here. I'm not sure you can see my phone. So it says Athena bot. I stored that number, and I can just talk to Athena right here. Hello.
Hello, this is Athena Patel, supplier assurance analyst with Silverado. Am I speaking with David Garcia from Reliable Supplies Co?
Yes.
Thank you, David. How's your day going so far?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Before we get started, do you have the purchase order details handy so we can review them together?
Yeah, I got it. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you. The reason for my call today is to review the open purchase order, PO 20250005, together, just to make sure we're fully aligned before shipment. If you have any questions or see anything different on your end as we go through, please let me know. Let's start with the line items.
Hey, Athena.
100 stainless steel bolts.
Athena, I'm.
SS10mm at 25 rupees each. Does that match your records? Yes, David? Is there something you'd like to clarify about the bolts? Or should I continue with the next item?
Athena, I'm getting another call. I need to disconnect. Can you call me back?
Of course, David. I understand. Please feel free to handle your other call. I'll reach out again shortly so we can finish reviewing the order details together. Thank you for your time, and I'll speak with you soon.
Thank you. So that's how that goes, right? So you see that how Athena can act like you are an analyst, a planner, and an end-to-end workforce. And we have multiple use cases beyond those in terms of helping customers in SNOP, demand planning, simulation, production planning, creating the production plan, supply plan, lot of inventory optimization and planning related. And you saw the supply assurance agent, for example. So that's kind of how it works. And we are empowering more than 1,000 customers now across, and mostly North America, and manufacturing, retail, distribution, and more. And looking forward to connecting with you. And right now it's Q1, and we are offering an offer for free implementation up to a $12,000 value. If anyone interested, please book a meeting with me and take this code Conversight.ai request demo. Looking forward to continue our conversation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. That was great. I love to see how AI gets incorporated into everybody's solutions. It's really cool.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready, Alistair? We have Yooz up next.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me start by sharing my screen. All right. Amy, are we
You're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hi again, everyone. My name is Alistair Moore. The product team at Yooz. And today, based on the topic and the theme that we're discussing, I wanted to show you and demonstrate a little bit about what sort of practical applied AI looks like inside real financial workflows, where we specialize. I wanted to approach this with a practical lens, so kind of minimize buzzwords, hype, just look into tools that help AP teams and accounting teams improve efficiency, stop fraud, and get visibility into spend. So I'll sort of wrap this up with a demo as well as we go through. So the first things I wanted to talk about are where AP teams feel pressure from almost everywhere. And that's typically along the lines of invoice volumes going up and keeping on rising, but headcount doesn't. So teams are still stuck doing manual PO matching, they're chasing approvals by email, handling exceptions line by line manually. And at the same time, fraud attempts are increasing and visibility into liabilities and cash flows often very reactive rather than proactive. One way to think about this is, the way that we like to think about it is that automation is incredibly important and helps remove tasks. AI provides clarity and removes uncertainty around those tasks. And it's the uncertainty that slows teams down even more than they would if they didn't have those tools. So accounts payable teams are really being asked to do more than ever without more resources. So a little bit about Yooz, just a very quick introduction. So at Yooz and with our lean financial operations methodology, we're focused on doing more with less friction while fighting waste and fraud. We've been cloud native since day one, and now serving around 7,000 clients and 600,000 users globally across 40 countries. And our platform has processed around 300 million documents, which is the foundation that makes our AI and specifically our machine learning even more effective. Because we actively research and publish across AI and machine learning, innovation is really part of our operating methodology, part of our DNA, and not a side project for us. A little bit about that in terms of why it is our focus. We kind of talk about it. It's not just an add-on for us. It is our foundation around how the application works. We've spent more than a decade building proprietary AI and machine learning into the platform. Today, we run 6 different AI technologies. We also publish across over 100 scientific publications, and we reinvest around 25% of our income into R&D every year. That's why we can deliver AI that's very explainable, reliable, and directly tied to outcomes that AP teams and accounting teams care about. That matters to our end users because AI touches every step from data capture and data extraction analysis to PO matching and coding to workflows, fraud detection, and anomaly monitoring. So just a quick kind of overview, and I'm going to touch on some of these as I go into the demo. But here's these are a couple of different touch points about what it looks like in terms of where AI and machine learning are applied across the application and across the platform. So the first is intelligent PO matching. So we provide AI-driven matching across 2-way and 3-way invoice to PO matching. and that includes at the line level logic, including discrepancy detection and resolution and intelligent adjustment recommendations. The next is with Yooz Protect, which is our suite of fraud detection and fraud prevention tools. So we do AI-based fake document detection, catching duplicates, anomalies, and suspicious invoices, which I'll demonstrate. And we have our AI assistant, of course. Chat agents are incredibly useful. They're great. Natural language productivity is very useful to gain access, both for productivity as well as to gain access to insight, spend trends, and documents as well. And then with vendor statement reconciliation, yet another way that we conduct intelligent AI-driven line-level analysis across vendor statement documents to automate that reconciliation process and remove tedious month-end work at the end of the day for our users. The impact here in combining and applying multiple different AI and machine learning models across various core processes is what results in measurable downstream and upstream impact for customers, turning what used to be hours of manual effort into seconds of automated actions. So in terms of the impact here, customers typically see over 80% reduction in processing time and costs. They typically see far more straight-through processing or no-touch processing, stronger fraud protection, and a platform that evolves as their business evolves. So why it matters is, and I guess it's the biggest story of why it matters, is AI shifts teams from reacting to exceptions to proactively spotting trends, making decisions, and advising leadership before issues hit the books and before they are retroactively asked from a higher level to, again, retroactively report that provides more proactive responses and reporting. All right, okay, I think I haven't gone on too long. It should be fine. Now I'm going to break into our application. Yep, looks like we're all seeing that. Let me just get in here to one of our demo environments. If it loads. There we go. All right, now that I've landed in our main application, like I mentioned, chat agents are really useful in generating spend analysis. Actually, I was just using it. So here I actually, before we started, I was actually returning some results. So I inputted their 3 purchase order invoices. I was asking, I'd like to view my to-do-based PO-based invoices and return a result, so return a number of invoices. Likewise, I can return any set of results based on a chat prompt around outstanding payable invoices, either non-PO or payable invoices, view credit notes, or spend over a specific period of time. I can get a suggestion on what I need to focus on if I'm wanting to get tasks done over a given period or day. So chat agents are always helpful, very useful when we're focused on managing our tasks, getting analyses, and concentrated feedback on specific prompts and data. So the other thing I wanted to show was I wanted to go over to our My Tasks component. So here we are in an accountant role. So we're looking at tasks that are specifically associated with this accountant role. And you can see that on the left-hand side. I'm going to zoom in a bit so maybe people can see a little bit better. We've got some non-PO based documents, we've got PO based documents, we've got some purchase orders, we've got a vendor statement. What I'm going to do is I am going to click on our PO based invoices. I've got 2 invoices here, one from Granger, one from Dell, and I wanted to open up this one. In my initial lead up in the presentation, I talked about this is the line level one. Actually, I'll demonstrate this shortly. Let me go. I talked about fraud protection. So I'm actually going to go to my non-PO invoices and open up this one. one of the common things that we see happening more and more, anybody who's had interactions with fraud knows that the sophistication of fraud techniques is not, and the infrastructure for them is growing exponentially year on year. And if you've ever been kind of texted by your CEO to say, I'm in a meeting, call me back on this number, or those types of kind of channels of fraud are becoming more and more common. And so one of the things that we have is we have both a forensic digital analysis model and as well as a large language Gen AI model that I have incorporated into how documents are flagged as potentially fraudulent once they enter the very beginning of the process. A lot of people only deal with documents once they go through review, approvals, and it gets to payment execution. Our methodology is before any of that, once they first enter the pipeline of any teams given processing, that they be flagged. So this is the one thing I wanted to demonstrate is the digital forensic analysis that we conduct. We do some non-AI based analysis as well. So we look at atypical amounts. We look at whether vendor information is correct, normal algorithmic kind of processes that are great. The other thing that we have is, like I mentioned, the AI fake document analysis, which is essentially once a document enters, it goes through multiple passes of AI level analysis, and we do some really interesting checks. We look at the document's metadata. So we look at whether a document was opened up and then closed with a different application, which indicates whether it may have been altered and doctored. We also do pixel variance analysis. So this applies to both on an AI and machine learning level to look at whether the font, text, anything on the document may have been altered, as well as PDF layer analysis. And this gives us a level of confidence about whether a document has been the subject of fraud, whether it's been doctored and altered. And that also gives us, that then is able to give us a specific guideline of where that document may have been altered. So in this specific instance, it's telling us that the banking data has been modified. And here we've got our banking data highlighted about which information has likely been altered, doctored, so that the team can then either automatically reroute based on dynamic workflows and conditions, or can be automatically flagged or manually sort of dealt with. And we've got validation rules that can be automatically triggered. So if a user tries to submit this document, it'll prevent them from submitting it because it's been flagged as fraudulent. And that's, yeah, I think I'm kind of at the end, Amy, I think, of my section. So I can wrap it up there in case there's any questions and to allow a segue for the next speaker.
Yes, you do have a question in there, Alistair, if you want to go answer it in the chat, and also put in your email address if you could.
Yes, sure thing. Okay, see, so Antonio asked, can you access a supplier product catalog? So I think that's punch cards, right? I believe. We are introducing punch cards as part of our roadmap in Q4 this year. So it's definitely a requested item. And yes, when there is a supplier catalog, it's absolutely more effective than OCR, typically. But often a supplier catalog is not available. And even in those instances, you have documents that aren't reliant or keyed or connected to a supplier catalog. Like for example, let me just take vendor statements, for example, which still require OCR. And so there are a lot of documents. We support over 275, 50 document types, not all of which are can be linked to a supplier catalog. But you are correct. So that's why punch cards are part of our roadmap for this year and integrating with supplier catalogs.
Thank you. Keep the questions coming. We appreciate it. Are you done, Alistair? Did you have anything else to show? Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I can wrap there.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. All right. Last but not least, we have Enlin from Solver. Are you ready, Enlin?
Yes. So let me share my screen here. Okay. My name is Enlin. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm a senior solution engineer from Solver, and today I want to present from spreadsheet chaos to AI-powered insight. So first, I want to talk a little bit about what is Solver. Solver is an AI accelerated extended financial planning and analysis solution, xFP&A, that increases access to actionable insight beyond the finance department. What extended means is that it offers a solution beyond the offices of finance to areas like sales, marketing, operations, HR, and beyond. Solver xFP&A solution includes everything you see on the wheel on the left here. So it's planning, includes budgeting, forecasting, workflow. It also includes reporting, like financial reporting and putting together reporting packages from multiple data sources. Obviously, with connecting to things like ERP, but also non-ERP data sources like CRM, like a HubSpot or Salesforce, payroll data like headcount or your operational data in other databases. Moving along this wheel here, next is analysis. Think rich dashboards and KPIs that takes your data and turns it into insights by helping you answer questions that you didn't even know you had. So when you see your data represented visually rather than in the traditional data format, insights jump out at you and helps accelerate intelligent decisions. And finally, on the left of the wheel here, Solver is a powerful consolidation tool, bringing together, say, multiple companies, multiple currencies, multiple ERPs even, allowing you to have access to all your history while being able to refresh your latest data. Now imagine with me, if you have a specialist in every area of FP&A, that would be your dream, right? Someone to gather data for us, organize all the information, analyze the results, make some forecasts, develop recommendations, and help us build some Excel models. Finally, present findings and generate reports. If we had all that help, how do you think that will help you and your team make faster and more intelligent decisions? It will probably give you a lot of time. It will probably give you a lot of value, and you would agree it will give you more time to focus on higher value tasks. But there's often a challenge in organizations for financial analysts to help you with these tasks. So Solver is built to offer a solution to this challenge. Solver was built around data, connecting multiple data sources for a single source of truth to power your planning, reporting, consolidation, and analysis activities. Solver is a SaaS solution that sits on Microsoft Azure. Users shown here on the right interact with Solver through a web browser. To consume their reports, they can input their budgets and leverage Solver Copilot AI to give them their insights. Those reports and budget templates are designed by power users in Excel with Solver Designer add-in. So you don't have to learn another language. You can use all the Excel formulas you love. Formatting that you use in your current reports will just work. The difference is that these templates are no longer living in silos or sitting in an email attachment. They're now living in Solver's data warehouse, that one version of the truth. And we're here to talk about AI. So Solver Copilot AI enhances everything that you see here further and help organizations accelerate intelligent decisions. This slide here shows Solver's AI's 5 pillars, how Solver architect our entire platform around AI from the ground up. So the first pillar I want to talk about here is the experience layer. This is the face of the AI inside Solver. Think of it as a suite of intelligent assistants built directly into your planning and analysis and workflows. Instead of digging through dashboards or waiting on the finance team or the analysts, user can simply ask questions and get answers. It's designed to accelerate intelligent decisions for everyone in the organizations and not just the power users. The second pillar here is the intelligence agent. This is what's behind Solver Copilot. It handles the automation, prediction, and the contextual intelligence across the xFP&A workflow. The third pillar, the Solver agents. These are the doers. These are the specialist autonomous agents that actually do the work behind the scenes. Today, that includes Solver's Copilot Help Agent, your always-on guidance resource, and the Analyst Agent, which surfaces anomalies, identifies trends, and delivers predictive recommendations. And I will go through an actual demo today on this piece. We also have exciting new agents in the works, which I'll talk about in the next slide here. The fourth pillar in Solver's AI is Solver's data warehouse, which is the environment. All of these AI capability is only as good as the data feeding it. That's where Solver's data warehouse comes in. This is the single source of truth where all of your data comes together. What makes this especially powerful is that our SQL star schema architecture, which means that it's uniquely AI ready, and it will power all of the future AI agents. The last pillar here is authentic intelligence, which is our guiding principle, our guiding philosophy. Every feature that we build into Solver's Copilot is evaluated through one lens. Does this accelerate intelligent decisions for our customers? So when you look at these 5 pillars together, you're looking at a cohesive end-to-end AI strategy and a platform that's built to grow with you as AI continues to evolve. Okay. Here's a timeline of Solver's AI journey here. Every Solver subscription already has Solver Copilot Help Agent and an Analyst Agent built in. And we're looking to roll out Planning Agent and Task Automation Agent by the end of Q3 of 2026. So let's see Solver's AI in action here. I'm going to switch over to my Solver instance here. In this particular demo, we're going to go over the monthly reporting package. This particular reporting package has various worksheets. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see. This particular reporting package has various worksheets in it that gives a company comprehensive financial insight. For this demo, we're going to focus on the consolidated P&L sheet. This report is a great example of where Solver Copilot can shine. It gives a full view of your financial built on that powerful data from your data warehouse. It shows revenue, cost of sales, operating expense, all the way down to profitability metrics like net income. It also includes variances between actual versus last periods and actual versus budget. So now I'm going to turn on Solver Copilot AI here just by clicking the button right here at the top. I'm going to start out with a few simple prompts. So first, I'm going to ask, what is my top revenue contributor? So this is going to quickly scan through the data and tells me that product revenue was the current period's top contributor. I can also ask other questions like a comparison. What's the biggest increase in revenue actual versus last year? So spotting trends, comparing periods, and it automatically picks out that specific largest increase actual is in other revenue. Okay. So rather than scanning manually, Solver Copilot can give you this information quickly. Okay. Now imagine you're walking into an executive meeting and you want to present what happened this month and why. What business story am I going to walk into the room with? This is where Solver Copilot shines. Instead of spending hours digging through variances, scanning for trends, I can ask a question here. As a world-class CFO reviewing this P&L report, identify the top 3 anomalies, value, trends, or relationships that appear unusual or inconsistent. For each anomaly, explain why it stands out, what might be causing it, or whether it indicates a data issue or a business issue. Then recommend one area that deserves deeper investigation and why. So Solver Copilot is going to go to work here. In just a few minutes, it's going to help me identify all the anomalies and trends that I have described. So now this gives me a breakdown of the 3 areas that it has identified: what net income, why it stands out, what are the possible causes, what type of issue it is. Okay. So in this case, instead of you spending hours analyzing the data, digging through the variances, Solver Copilot was able to bring that up in just a few minutes. If I want to turn this analysis into an executive summary that I can then bring into the meeting, I can use another prompt here. Summarize the key takeaways from this P&L in a concise narrative for an executive meeting, highlighting performance, risk, and immediate actions to consider. So this will summarize it in a nice format for me. I can bring this into an executive meeting with me. I can copy and paste it into a slide in the bullet point format. So rather than you writing out insights and looking through the data, this already gives that prepared in the presentation format for you. Okay. So Copilot is easy to use. From just a few prompts, you get a full understanding of your P&L for what happened, why it matters, and what actions you need to take. Solver Copilot drives faster preparation time, delivers stronger conversation and clear decision making, all powered by the reports that you use every day in the data that you have in Solver's data warehouse. So coming back to our presentation here, you can see one of the Nucleus research in 2026 indicated that Solver helped organization reduce time. And some of the things I demoed here is how Solver does it by giving intelligent insight. Okay. I showed you some of the examples of how Solver Copilot works. Not only do we work with various industry across various areas. These are some of the industry examples that we work with, and Solver has industry-specific contents and templates that are built out for these industries. And then finally, I want to thank you for watching this webinar with me. I want to offer you up a white paper on 6 tech trends to watch in 2026. And the QR code is here if you'd like to download this white paper. Thank you.
And Lynn, you have a couple of questions. Do you want me to read them for you?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Okay. Do you integrate with Acumatica? If so, can you access all AP bills and AR invoices?
Yes, Solver has a quick start integration with Acumatica. Not only do we have a pre-bill connector to the GL Financial in Acumatica, we also can bring in AR and AP data as well.
And can these Copilot prompts, are they provided as part of the service, or do you need to buy them by Copilot Studio to build your own insights?
Yeah, the prompts are just prompts that we have, examples that we have used in our demo. The prompts can be, you can use them as you go. You can start with something simple and then kind of make it better. Solver Copilot itself is included already with your subscription. It's just really learning how to use the prompt. And we do have a page of examples of how to use Solver Copilot Analyst Agent, and that's already posted on our website. And I can share that with Amy so she can send it out with along with the final recording as well.
And last but not least, can Solver project cash flow for the next 6 weeks?
Yes, we do have the ability to do weekly cash forecasting. Solver is very configurable. So what we typically do is all of the drivers and calculations are customized to what the specific customer will need. And we can build that and configure that into your cash flow projection. So yes.
All right. I don't believe there are any more questions. I'm just checking to make sure. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here for AI Demo Day. I hope you found it useful and informative, and how our ISVs in the ecosystem are utilizing AI with their solutions to help make your jobs easier. If you do have any other questions or need any additional information, I will be sending out the recording email, so you can certainly reach out to me there. I know all of our presenters have provided their email addresses in the chat, so you can certainly reach out to them as well. But thank you again for being here for our first time on the eLearners platform, and feel free to reach out to me anytime on any topics that you'd like to see and have the ISV Society host. Would love to get your input on that so we can bring you more educational, informational content on this platform. So thank you, Conversight, Yooz, and Solver for being here for AI Demo Day. And thank you, everyone, for attending. We truly do appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Well,